Well, here I am back again, about to do some more bitching about not being able to find a job in the trucking industry. And it's so funny because I listen to a lot of people on YouTube in the trucking industry complain about this company, complain about quitting, complain about all the stuff that they have to deal with in the trucking industry, complain about various things in the trucking industry. And then some people talk good about it. I'm not going to say it's all complaints. But I sit there and I'm like, damn, all these people just find it so easy. And then you have so many people that will tell, I saw a video earlier today, well, I think yesterday, the guy was like, if you're homeless and you don't have any money, get in the trucking school and get your CDL. And he was talking about how it changed his life. He had on the gold watch and everything. And I'm just like, damn, it's really, for some people, I guess it's that easy. But for a small niche of people, myself being a part of that niche, down in South Florida, where they just don't hire, okay, it's virtually impossible. And I actually got a call because I changed my Google search to something along the lines of CDL trucking jobs for recent graduates. And some of the same places came up that I've been applying for a while, but then there was some new ones, and so I applied to those, and none of them were really in South Florida though. They were all in Florida, or mostly in Florida. Some places I'd never heard of in Florida, but then some were maybe like Central Florida, North Central Florida, something like that. And I always apply to those anyway. And if I do get a call, what I try to tell the person is that, hey, I know I'm in South Florida, but if you give me the job, getting to where I need to be, getting to the facility, getting to the jobs, whatever it is, getting there is not going to be a problem. If it's in Orlando, if it's in Gainesville, I can get there, okay? And when it's time for me to come home, I will get myself home. I am not tripping on that, okay? I don't need you to get me there. I can get myself there over and over again. And every time it's the same response. Well, but it's not that. We gotta have your address has to be on your CDL, and it has to be no further south than Tampa. So I got a call today from one of the companies that I applied for, and the guy left me a message. He said, hey, I'm calling about it's about a tractor trailer job in Pembroke Pines, where I live. So I was like, okay. So I had something to do. I called him back, and he answered, and I said, yeah, this is me. You called, left me a message about the job in Pembroke Pines, the tractor trailer job in Pembroke Pines, and I'm giving you a call back. He was like, yeah. So do you live in Pembroke Pines? And I was like, yeah. And he said, damn, sorry, man. See, we don't hire south of Tampa. And I was like, you fucking bitch. Okay, why didn't you just tell me that over the voicemail? You didn't have to get me on the phone. Even though, don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the call back, and I do appreciate someone explaining to me why they can't take me. But I've heard it so many times now that I'm just like, bro, don't even fucking call me, okay? Don't even respond to my application if you know you can't hire me. But anyway, this gentleman, he was a nice guy, and he said that it was really, I don't know if this is true, okay? It probably is, because he doesn't have any reason to lie to me. But when I say I don't know if this is true, I'm just saying because I don't have experience with any of this or any foreknowledge or anything. So he was saying that there are 4 main insurance companies that most of the trucking companies use, and these insurance companies have some type of issue with people living, I guess, a certain distance from whatever location they need to be in to get hired. And then also because of, and not just this guy said this, but I don't know if it was Schneider or Stevens Transport, somebody, one of those companies, a guy, he explained it to me too, that being in South Florida, it's one of those unlucky areas, like at the bottom, Miami, Fort Lauderdale-ish, where they just have a hard time, I guess, getting people home or getting people from home to the location where they're going to drive from or something like that. And so a lot of companies just don't hire from below Orlando. You know, it's just unlucky, basically, he was telling me. And this guy today was telling me the same thing, but more along the lines of it's because of the insurance companies that make it that way, that the insurance companies in whatever roundabout way are not incentivizing companies to hire south of Orlando, south of Tampa. So he also told me that he was a nice guy though, and he also told me that a lot of companies are doing hair follicle drug tests now, and I bring that up, okay, because me myself, I love weed. I don't smoke right now, okay, but from the time I started, the first time I smoked weed at like 14 years old, I've been smoking. But I don't smoke now because I know that I need to be clean for a drug test. And so I haven't smoked. It's been a little over 2 months. So I know a urine test is no issue, but I know the hair follicle test goes between 3 to even 6 or 9 months. So this guy told me, he said, listen, don't even be around people that smoke because hair follicle tests, they go from 6 to 9 months, and they do the hair follicle and the urine test. Now, for one, I don't understand why you would do a hair follicle test and a urine test. Is there a difference? Does the hair follicle test not pick up something that the urine test can pick up, or vice versa? I don't know. Seems like if you do a hair follicle test, especially because I heard that the hair follicle tests are more expensive, but I don't know if insurance companies are covering it for their own purposes, then maybe it makes sense. I don't know. But also, he's not the first person to tell me that, but he said that he's heard of instances where somebody got popped for a hair follicle test, they failed, and it went as far back as 1 year. And one of the first companies to call me, the recruiter, was a lady. She told me the same thing. She asked me if I could pass a hair follicle test, and I said no. I could pass a urine test. And she said, no, well, we do hair follicle. And she said, well, when's the last time you smoked? And I said, at that time, it might have been like a month. And she laughed. She was like, a month? Oh, no, don't. She said, you need to wait until you get clean, because having a failed drug test on your CDL record, it will be bad in the sense that you'll have to do the SAP, and that's not good. And she said that hair follicle is typically between 3 to 6 months, and she said she's seen it up to 9 months and even up to 1 year. So in that instance, I'm pretty screwed. And here's the thing, the guy today told me that he told me that, but I know for a fact that the company that he works for did not have on the job description that you have to pass a hair follicle test, because I do not apply to companies that put that in their job description, because I know that I cannot pass a hair follicle test at this moment. So he was telling me that companies are doing that, I guess, more regular now, even if they don't have it in the job description, which is something for me to keep mindful of. So I'm gonna be real with you guys. At this very moment, because of all the lack of success that I've had with getting even an interview, okay? I did have one interview actually last week, but it was for a supply house, and it was a local job, and it really wasn't necessarily a truck driving job. They have a flatbed truck, and every maybe like once a day. You might have to do a delivery, she said, between 1 to 3 times a day. But most of the work would be in the warehouse. So, that wasn't even really like a driving job. It was kind of, it had the CDL on the job description and everything. But anyhow, without even really getting a interview for a truck driving job in, this few months that I've been trying. And then now also knowing that I probably need a few more months of being clean before I could really take my shot at going and trying to pass a drug test, especially a hair follicle test. I know for a fact I won't now. I am going to, for one, continue doing personal training because that's what I do now. And but I'm going to go into the construction side. Going to get back into that. I have a friend that has a company doing really well, and he's offered me work for quite some time. But I decided I really wanted to drive, okay, because I spent all this money on the CDL, all right, and I wanted to put it to use. Even though recently he said that he has some driving work, not really tractor trailer, more like Class B type stuff that he's going to be getting into soon. So I think I'm gonna go that direction for now. Another reason, I'm not gonna lie, is because a lot of the things that I've seen people talk about their experiences in the trucking industry, a lot of people are saying that they're not making that much money. And obviously the main reason that I got into trucking, that I got my CDL, I haven't gotten into trucking, but the reason that I got my CDL is because I wanted to make more money. And I was hearing people saying that they're making $2,000 a week. I have a friend, that lives in Iowa. He's from down here, but he said he's actually in the SAP right now, and he says he's making like $1,000 a week. But prior to that, he was able to somehow finagle the driving log, the hours thing, and so he would drive off the clock, and he would bring home, he said, between 4,000 to sometimes even 8,000 in a week. Now I don't know if I didn't get specific with him, so maybe that was before taxes, or I don't know, but he said that he had some weeks where he would bring home as much as 8,000, but he would no less than like 2,000 or so a week. And I had another guy say the same thing. Actually, recently he was saying that. So I was looking at that like, okay, I'll go and sleep in a truck and all that kind of shit. Skip a shower or two here or there for that kind of money. But it seems I'm hearing a lot of people saying that that's not their experience, especially as a new driver. And just all of the negative things just kind of got me thinking about being away from home for so long for money that I'm currently making now, and all of the things that you go through dealing with the truck and being over the road and things like that. So, and then like I said, I'm going to at least do this until I can be sure, maybe for a year, that I have not smoked weed or anything, so that I will be comfortable going in and taking a hair follicle test. But yeah, that's the direction that I'm going to look into going now, and try to finagle my schedule where I can do the construction, because it'll be like plumbing, cement, there's some arborist stuff that he does, different things that he does with his company. I'm gonna try and get into all of it, and then also have some clients on the side to supplement the income. So I think that'll be the route I do for now, and we'll see what happens. I'm definitely going to keep the CDL. It is new. Okay, I just got it last year, and if anything, I'll just have to keep the DOT card active in between times and see where it goes. I'm definitely not like giving up on the possibility of getting a truck driving job, because there is also the option of me changing my address to my aunt's address in New Jersey, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get a job up there. A lot of companies that I spoke to told me that if I was in New Jersey, they could give me a job easy. So that's another thing. But for right now, I think I'm gonna just try this side out, get back into the construction side, be able to still be home and have my regular life for now, and we'll see how that goes. So that's it for now, at least all I can think of. I am going to continue to talk about whatever happens with the trucking industry, and I'm going to talk about the construction side of things that I get into, and I'm going to continue to talk about personal training too. So thank you for watching the video. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Drop me a like, subscribe to the channel if you liked it. Leave me a comment, share the video, all that good stuff. Drop me a comment about anything that you agree with or disagree with that I said, anything that you have personally experienced that you can relate to, any sort of knowledge, wisdom that you have. Love to hear it. All right, and until next time, I will see you all soon.